I never watched it, but they said it was horrible. Dylan just wasn't Dylan enough. Oh, yeah. He wasn't broody and moody enough. Yeah, I'm going to go put my leather jacket on and ride my motorcycle around. Yeah, okay, whatever. Whatever, Shannon Dougherty, however you pronounce your name. I don't care. I don't care about anything. I'm just going to Shannon. Yeah.
It's a very, very Gen X TV show.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's all, I don't care. Things aren't bad, but I'm going to pretend like they are anyway. That sort of thing.
Yeah. You just don't get me. You just don't understand. Like me. What I've been through. Okay, whatever, 90210 crap. Shut your mouth. Shut your crybaby little mouth. I want to punch you in the face. and we come full circle, Martin, to the punch in the face.
Right back.
We freaking did it.
Face.
Podcast gold. We did it. Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another wonderful evening with your two favorite facially blessed individual, the Two Bearded Preachers, here to entertain you and bring you what we like to refer to as podcast gold. No silver, no bronze, only gold for us. We're here, we're ready, and you know what we're going to do, right? We're aiming to misbehave.
Don't take that literally, though, Justin, because you might get in trouble.
Speaking of getting in trouble, Martin, we got in trouble.
Tell us how we got in trouble.
Okay, so here's what happened. Okay. Apparently, I don't know if we really got in trouble, but they didn't understand the person didn't understand our sense of humor.
Oh. I can understand that. I get that.
I don't understand how you don't understand our sense of humor.
I mean, I understand my sense of humor, and I understand your sense of humor, but I've come across people who I haven't gotten their sense of humor. So I could understand if I was listening to a podcast from one of those guys who I don't get their sense of humor, I wouldn't get it. Right? I could understand just because I've been in that situation where somebody was telling me jokes and they were laughing like it was funny, and I'm just looking at them like, I don't get it, bro. And they would bring another joke, and I'd be like, still not funny to me. It seems tragic and cruel.
So let me tell you. So basically what it was a reference to episode 41, where I make the comment that, and this was how they took it. Okay, this is how they took it. Let me tell you how they took it. And then I'll explain the context of what I actually said. They took it that I wanted to go to prison in order to punch people in the face.
Okay.
And they're like, why is he want to go to prison to punch people in the face?
Well, the consequences are so much less.
True. But I was like, that's not what I said at all. I didn't say that at all. Like, the whole context of the episode. And just so you all know, those of you that listen to the podcast, you realize that this podcast is multi-layered. Like, we just...
yes.
We like... It's almost like Inception. It's like a dream inside of a dream inside of another dream. Like, we start on one topic and then it just starts going and weaving and intertwining with something else. So we started off talking about how HRC, Hillary, which I always refer to as Rodman, and Martin hates it. Hillary Rodman Clinton, aka the Worm.
Look good in a wedding dress, dude. Look good in that wedding dress.
It did. So anyways, I made a comment how she got we were talking about how she got off the whole email scandal, and she didn't get any jail time, and she's still running for president, and I made a comment, a rather funny comment. I even told my wife the comment earlier, and she's like, that's really funny. I know. And I'm not going to repeat the comment. So if you want to know what the comment was, you have to go back and listen to episode 41. Right. We got to get more listens. Right?
We were doing podcast gold back then too. So it's all good.
Absolutely. Yeah. So anyways, I make a comment about Hillary Rodham Clinton that's not really flattering. And and then Martin proceeds to tell me that we're on the verge of losing our freedom of speech. And then he starts talking about how people that slander other people are going to go to prison. And then I quickly tried to retract everything I had said.
That's right.
About them. And then Martin basically told me I was going to...
You retracted it all. You retracted it.
I did. And then Martin said, after I retracted everything, you retracted my retraction. And which I don't know if that works or not. I don't know if that's a thing.
It's a thing.
Okay. And so... and then you basically made me think I'm going to jail for something like that. And I go, here, dude, if I go to jail, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to straight up find the biggest person there, and I am going to punch them right in the face. And then you're like, we went on. And the reason behind that was so that I can go to solitary confinement where nobody can do anything inappropriate to me because I'm such a pretty man. Yep. I didn't want anything inappropriate to happen to me. So, my goal was in a very public setting to punch the biggest guy in the face, take the beating, go to solitary confinement, and then have everybody think I'm totally crazy. Yeah. I do that as many times as it takes in order people think I'm crazy, so they just leave me alone. And that was the story. And so they basically took from... It is. Because, and my reason was... Nobody goes to prison, comes out and goes, had a great time in prison. Right. No one ever says that. They always go to prison and like, worst experience ever. And so that was the context of everything, of why I said I was going to punch somebody in the face in prison. I did not say, I want to go to prison so I can punch people in the face. I mean, seriously, I wanted to punch someone in the face. I just do it out here.
Yeah.
And I kind of do because I do MMA. So,
yeah.
But anyways, and so that they didn't understand why I wanted to go there. And then they said, why is Justin so excessively violent? And
I've been meaning to ask you the same thing.
Shut up.
What is the deal? I mean, when I was living in St. Cloud, you were like, happy-go-lucky, play some video games, do some fantasy football, and that was it. Now what are you doing? You're in some sort of fight club that you take your kids to. You're joining the NRA. You're going to gun clubs like some sort of psychopath, loading up all these
I'm not
armaments.
A psychopath.
You're talking about punching people in the face. Numerous times on the podcast you've said, if somebody breaks into my house, I'm gonna kill them twice. I mean, it's like I seriously think that all this Overwatch you've been playing is affecting your mind. It's making you violent. You need to switch to playing like Wii Sports or something.
Wii Sports? That ain't gonna happen.
Wii Sports.
That ain't happening. No way.
The bowling is very good.
No, it's not. It's actually horrible. It's like the worst.
Yeah, but when it came out, it was really good.
It was the worst back then too. I'm sorry.
No, it was fun.
No, it wasn't.
Bowling, the ping pong.
I don't think
tennis.
I'm excessive. Okay, let's get back to my excessive violent problems. I don't think I
All
have
right,
any.
all right, calm down.
I don't.
We'll get back to your subject.
Martin, I'm telling you that I'm not excessively violent. I don't have a temper. I'm fine.
I don't want to go to prison so I can punch people in the face.
I'm all right with it. No, I don't know. It's not like, okay. I'm not like overly aggressive. I'm not a violent person. I'm not. I'm, if anything, I'm a very active person. Like active? I like to do a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I like to do a bunch of stuff, and so I've always liked to work out. So I always like to exercise. I've always liked sports. And so I was always pretty much involved in different types of athletics growing up. I played football, which is a very violent sport.
You were a swimmer.
I was a swimmer, violent. Which is a very violent. Oh, no. I don't know. It depends on what kind of swimming you're doing. Okay. But the butterfly, let me just say, butterfly is very violent. Okay. Yeah. Very violent. And so that, and I played volleyball, not so violent. Soccer actually is a little violent. I mean,
hey, volleyball is violent. You're hitting that ball. I mean, with force. You're trying to spike it down on top of somebody. There's violence there. Yeah.
True.
Soccer's rough, man.
So
that's a contact sport. People don't realize it.
It is painful, dude. It is painful. Basketball, I played a little bit. Not really. I didn't play basketball competitively. Just goofing off, I played it. But that's violent. You take your elbows in the face at that. I played baseball.
The way you play, it's violent.
Whatever, man. Shut up. You shut it now. I played baseball, which like
I'm drive it there and choke you to death.
Which baseball is a very aggressive sport. I mean, literally, you have somebody throwing a fastball at you. There's a potential to hit you in the face.
Yeah.
Which has happened to me, okay? I've actually been hit in the side of the head multiple times, which might be some of my problem, okay?
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you something about
because, like,
baseball.
we're talking fastballs, like, yeah, what?
Okay, when you're playing baseball, the pitcher throws the fastball at you, it hits you in the head. So you're going to charge the mound. I mean, it's just like a built-in thing. Why do they always throw the bat when they charge the mound?
Take the bat with you, right?
That's what I'm saying. Why wouldn't you bring the bat with you?
Now, here's the thing. When I got hit in the head, they didn't make
helmets
like they do nowadays. Yeah. And so when I got hit in the head, I've been hit in the head like 3 times. Mm-hmm. And every time I got hit in the head, I just took my base. Unfortunately, I would either take like third base, which is the wrong way. So I was a little concussed. Okay.
Yeah, I hear you.
Or I would just take home plate, where I would just lay down on the home plate,
curl up
just face down, drooling. Yeah. So I didn't get to charge them out. Not to mention in like Little League and then high school, they're not too keen on you charging them out. But then again, you're younger, you're still developing and everything. And so when you get hit in the head, it kind of affects you a little bit more. When you're older, I think your head's harder and you're more stubborn. And so like, it's just, as soon as you're almost like planning to get hit in the head. So anyways, but I played that anyways. I mean, you're hitting a little ball with a bat as hard as you can, as somebody's throwing the ball at you as hard as they can. Mm-hmm. So it's aggressive. Yeah. So, I mean, I've always done like active, aggressive stuff and everything. And then, I weightlifted for a very long time, which is that's a very aggressive thing. I mean, it's just straight testosterone, lifting as much weight as you possibly can, Mm-hmm. And so I did all that. And now I mainly do, mixed martial arts and everybody's like, well, it's just so violent. I'm like, it's no violent than any of the other stuff I've ever done. Except I'm punching people in the face.
Yeah, the other times all of the aggression was towards a ball, and this one, all the
not in soccer, not in football.
Head.
Not in football, man. I mean, usually it was the dude's knees. Okay,
well, maybe that's just a stylistic thing. I mean, all these things that you're saying, I'm not violent. I'm just active. Well, what activities do you like? Do you like to run? No. Do you like to bicycle? No. What do you like to do? I like to do all the stuff where I'm beating on somebody. I like to play soccer, but I don't like to get the ball. I just want to go in and throw them bows. It's like I like to play basketball.
I did like playing. I like midfield where I could just slide tackle people.
Yeah.
Is that wrong? Or like if I did get a break and I was playing forward, I love to run into the goalie. Is that bad?
I'm not saying if it's good or bad. I'm just asking. I'm just pointing out that all of these activities that you're describing could be interpreted as expressions of your excessively violent personality. I mean, it's just
really, you think it is? Because I think it's just me having a lot of hobbies. Hey, I'm just trying something. I like to have some hobbies, and I've learned. I go to the range, the gun range, and I shoot some guns and stuff like that. I'm a part of the NRA. The reason why is so I can be in this thing called the Gun Club. Okay, which the Gun Club is basically it's a cool name for just a political Republican Party thing that I go to. That's really all it is. It's like, let's go to the Gun Club, the Spirit of 76 Gun Club. And I'm like, yeah, let's go. And then it's all just Republican stuff. And it's great.
Let's talk about I'm all right guns. With that. No, we're going to talk about public policy.
Yeah, this week there's 2. I think one of them is is from the police department that's coming by to speak to us. And then one is a political candidate, which is always riveting. Always.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be great.
Yeah. So I don't think I'm excessively violent. I just think I'm
a regular amount of violent.
Yeah, just a normal masculine amount of violence. Seriously, if you had the time and you had like the funds and you were just like, hey, and you had something around your area that did something like boxing or mixed martial arts, and it was like in a smaller setting, wouldn't you kind of do something like that? Wouldn't you be like, yeah, I kind of would like to learn that. I kind of would like to, be a part of something like that. It would be kind of fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I've been thinking about going and doing the judo thing with Dave. That's the only thing like that around here. I might do it. I don't know. It depends how much he wants to do it, that sort of stuff. But yeah, I don't see an issue with it.
Yeah,
I personally don't find you to be excessively violent. I think it's funny that somebody would say that to you.
yeah. No, I mean, here's the thing.
I don't. A violent guy.
I don't go around. I don't go around starting physical confrontations and fights. I don't do stuff like that. I joke around. I say stupid stuff on the podcast just to get a rise out of people. That's all it really is. The whole thing is a joke, really. I mean, yeah, I do. Like I said, I do the mixed martial arts, but half the time I'm getting hurt. I'm not hurting anybody else. So I did get my elbow busted a couple weeks ago, and I was like, no lie, dude, I got my elbow busted a couple weeks ago and doing push-ups today. I was like, elbow still hurts. I get
like you used to, do you?
I do not. I do not bounce back like I used to. So I'm not a spry young man like I once was. So, but excessively violent is being excessive. That's an excessive way to say it. I think I'm just a normal amount of violence.
Just a regular amount.
Just regular violence. It's just me, that's who I am. I don't know. But I don't know. But I kind of feel bad if someone's got the wrong impression of me. I do feel a little bit bad about that. And us, if they don't understand our sense of humor and why we say some of the stuff we do, I do feel a little bad because of that. Just because I'm like, we just want someone to enjoy this. That's how we do it. We do this just to have some fun. Maybe make somebody laugh or make you think or something.
Yeah.
Maybe
make myself laugh.
Yeah, this is a big reason is to make ourselves laugh. And okay, here's the reasons why we do this. One, Martin and I like to laugh. Number two, it's free therapy. Okay,
it is. Yeah, it's helpful.
It's free therapy, and so we do that a lot. And then, in addition, we just want to bring a little bit of laughter to people's lives and have you think about stuff. Maybe Maybe you never thought about it, about going to prison. And now we brought the topic up and you're like, oh crap, what if I go to prison? What am I going to do? Yeah. And the answer is what, Martin?
Apparently, it's find the biggest dude there, punch him in the face, receive a vicious beating on account of it, get thrown into solitary confinement, come out, do it again until everybody leaves you alone.
Bam.
Here's the thing. I'm not sure you
We're providing
a
service. What? Take a beating? I can take a beating.
I think you can take the beating. I don't think you're going to be able to handle solitary confinement.
No,
you're a social creature. I don't know if you're separated.
Not as social as you think.
Month. You're going to be bouncing off the walls.
I think I'll be fine.
You think you'll be okay? Let's try it out.
Yeah. All right. I'm just gonna go and lock myself in the bathroom for a month. Okay, no windows, and then, I'm gonna black out the one window I have and lock myself in the bathroom. I am gonna lock myself in the bigger bathroom.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I want a little bit more space.
You don't want it to be
because
inhumane.
It's more along the lines of. Yeah, I don't want it to be inhumane. It's a little bit. It's more like the size of a prison cell. I mean, it's got a potty and it's got that, and then I'll just have my wife slide food under the door for me.
And you're gonna eat a lot of flat food, we'll see. Pancakes,
a lot of flat
cuts,
food. Yeah,
that kind of thing.
Yeah. Maybe I can get a Salisbury steak one day.
Yeah. Hamburgers. Slide them under.
Hamburger.
Bacon.
You're gonna have to slide the hamburger in first. Slide the bottom part of the bun, slide the top part of the bun, and I'll just be sitting in the bathroom eating. I'm sure, honestly, this probably is more offensive right now than me punching somebody in the face. It's me sitting talking about, taking solitary confinement on my own accord in my own bathroom and having food fed to me underneath the door so I can eat it and by the potty.
I'm not sure if it's offensive, but it's certainly off-putting. So.
Yeah, it's definitely off-putting. So, can I get a caramel macchiato in here too, please? Like, what do you think this is, the Hilton? You're in solitary confinement.
Oh. How are you going to get it under the door?
It's a good question.
I mean, you're going to have to get like a straw that's long and bendy.
And then the thing is, I'll come out of there and I'm going to have a big bushy beard and a really long hair. And I'm just look totally different, right?
So your hair is going to be even longer than it is now?
Oh my gosh. Look at, yeah.
Okay, so when you did the pre-show, and right when you came up and started doing it, the first like 3 or 4 comments were all about that hair, man. What's up with that? Why don't they like your hair?
What's up with my hair, or what's up with people not liking my hair?
What's up with people not liking your hair? I get what's up with your hair. You're just whatever, but
I don't care. Yeah,
I mean, I don't get why.
I think, okay. If anybody wants to know what's up with my hair, haven't I already kind of made it very obviously and clear that I do stuff that makes me laugh, and this makes me laugh. Like when I see when I do the comb over on Sunday morning when I'm preaching, like I just go, I chuckle. And so that's the reason why.
Do you mess with it like during the sermon? Do you do some of this?
No, I don't. Sometimes I have to do this right here because I'll get like a strand or two that dangles down, because I actually, when I do it, you've seen me in the Welcome to Church videos. It's like slicked back. Like it looks like, I think it looks awesome, but whatever. But I'm probably going to cut it down soon. But yeah, apparently I've been getting a lot of hate.
Yeah. They didn't like it.
Yeah. They didn't.
At least that's what it seems
I've been getting a lot of hate on account of my hair. And I really don't like do anything to impress anybody. Like, I'm not sitting here going, oh, everybody's going to love this new haircut that I got. Or, oh, everybody's going to love this big bushy beard of mine that has 2 white streaks down the middle. Like, everybody's going to dig this. Good. My skunk racing stripes. I don't ever do anything like that. It's just, I'm at the point in my life where I'm just like 38 years old, happily married to a gorgeous wife, 2 awesome kids. I really don't have anything to prove. I'm pretty cool. I'm all right. I'm legit. I can handle this. So, and so I just do what makes me kind of laugh. I just enjoy it because I'm just having a little bit of fun. Like, it's fun for me to have a little bit of long hair like this. And, and honestly, let's be quite frank that I'm starting to lose it. Like, there's going to come a time, like I've got a mark here that literally I can see there used to be hair there, and there's still a little bit of hair there, but it's not as much hair as there once was. And so I'm going to enjoy this while I still can.
Does baldness run in your family?
Yeah. My dad, super bald. But I have lasted longer than he did. He was bald at a younger age.
Yeah,
His bald spot was like back here on the very back, where the Friar Tuck area.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
his was back there. Yeah, but then actually it started here and then here, and it started to move and connect. But and I'm just thinking about this now. My dad always had long hair like this. Mm-hmm. My dad always had long hair and a big bushy beard. I just realized that right now. It's me connecting with my father.
Are you so for all those guys who are making fun of your hair, they just need to shut their face, because you're reconnecting with your father by having this long hair and big bushy beard.
I just remember his long hair and his big bushy beard, and I just remember it so much, and now, here I am with long hair and a big bushy beard, just like my dad. I'm just, I'm sorry, Martin. I'm getting choked up here.
You need to take a break.
You have to console me now. Okay.
You'll be bald just like your dad?
No.
You can get a job as a paper boy. You can go get a paper route.
Marty, you're the worst at this.
You can take your kids fishing.
Oh, you suck, Martin.
He took you fishing. I'm trying to remember everything about your dad, but I don't remember.
He did. It was actually really fun.
I know, so take your kids fishing. It's all good.
You suck.
I do.
You suck at making me feel better.
You want to know what's funny is that I'm professionally trained in this, and I'm no good at it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Just so you know, I'm professionally trained in handling situations like this. Oh, is that why you suck so bad?
No, that's not why. It just points out the fact that you can get all the training you want. It don't mean that you're going to get any better.
So sucking at it is natural for you.
It's built in, yes. Doing a bad job of pastoral care is like, it's a part of my psyche.
It's a part of my DNA. It's just like interwoven in there with, my horrible sense of humor that nobody gets.
And my off-putting personality. All those things together. It's great. Why didn't anybody tell me to get into a job where I just sat at home alone? That's what they should have done. You need to go and find yourself a job where you're not around people. That would be great for you and everyone else.
Well, you could just be like, a professional eBay salesman or something like that, just sell shoes on eBay or something. I don't know.
You can do all right selling stuff on eBay. You can do all
fact.
Right.
That's a fact.
It is. If you know what to get, pay attention, get it and go.
Yep. Do it.
So the answer to the hair thing, who cares what they think? You grow your hair like you want, and
I do what I want.
Yes.
Welcome to intermission. Yeah, intermission.
Hey, you know what I did on Saturday?
Nah.
Did I tell you what I did on Saturday? I was a guest speaker at the men's breakfast at First Christian Church of Kissimmee.
That was the thing I wanted to ask you about, because you were talking about.
I meant to say that's the
Yeah, you were talking about masculinity, right?
Yeah, nailed it.
Oh,
and I think I got the nailed
sure?
it. Listen, I think I've got. No, I actually did really. I got a lot of good comments and everything. They were tracking with me the whole time. They were engaged with me. It was a lot of fun.
Your heart?
No, they did not say bless your heart.
Okay, good.
I know. That's a sign that you did bad. Oh, bless your heart.
Yeah.
I mean,
bless your heart.
So,
you tried, didn't you?
You definitely did something.
Well, what were you talking about?
Well, you know how we had talked about, you and I maybe potentially doing a joint book writing effort. Huh? You remember that?
I do remember that.
And
I think it's
you
an
wanted
excellent
to do,
idea.
I do too. I think it is an excellent idea. And I just wrote our introduction. Is basically what I did.
Oh, you did? Fantastic.
Okay. Yeah. I think I wrote an introduction, and I need to expand on it a little bit more. Okay. Yeah. And then you need to look at it and maybe add or take away some stuff, whatever you think. And I think we got a good title for it. We're talking because we wanted to do a book on masculinity or what was it? Masculinity in a postmodern society, right?
Yeah.
That
wouldn't be the title, but that'd be what it's about.
No. Yeah. But what do you think about this? The title of our book being Embrace Your Masculine Side is a play on, the thing that people always say that the new cultural thing that people, mainly women, say to men is you need to embrace your feminine side. Have you ever heard that? That was my whole introductory, is that have you ever heard the phrase embrace your feminine side? And it's no lie. As soon as I said that, all the guys were just like, no,
Did you get booed? Did anyone boo you when you said that?
No.
Have you ever heard you need to embrace your feminine side? Boo!
No, they did not boo me. They were all like, ha! They all did that. They did like my dad always does this, ha! That kind of laugh. Ha. They did that. They're like, ha! Yeah, we've heard that. We think it's crap. And I was like, yeah, it is crap. And I just went on this tirade about how stupid it is and that men don't have a feminine side and that we were created to be men and we need to embrace our masculine side and everything and, be proud of it, And so I did that whole thing about what it means to be a man. And I said, and basically the way it started off was, have you ever heard someone tell you to embrace your feminine side? And probably it was, like either a girlfriend or your wife or maybe even your mother. and I said, well, let me tell you about the feminine side. And I gave like a definition of the feminine side. Then I gave these quotes about people saying how important it is to do like, to embrace your feminine side. I did all that. And it's funny because I had like a piece of paper and I like shook it out and I go, let me define the feminine side for you. And I define it and then I read a couple quotes. And then as soon as I'm done with the last one, I crumple it up and I throw it over my shoulder like that. And I go, let me just be honest, guys. I haven't found my feminine side because I haven't even been looking. Because I don't think I have one, and then I went on that saying, I was created to be a man and it's okay and that's not wrong. The problem is that we've got a man problem. And I started listening to all these statistics that are in negative effect view of men failing at being men. And so I said, this is what we see. And this is why we get this comparison with women is because men are failing at being real men. And it's the job of the church. It's the job of the men in the church to show the world what it means to be a man, because your kids need to see what it means to be a man. Your wife needs to see what it means to be a man, and your friends and your family and the rest of the world need to see it too. And then I gave like 4 points about what it means to be a man biblically and things, which are just really, I had to keep it short because I only had like 25 minutes, but then I did about 4 points. I could have done probably like 10, honestly, which could be the book, What do you think?
I would think that you would end after going through and talking about whatever your points are about, this is what biblical masculinity looks like. Mm-hmm. At the very end, I would want to point everyone to say, our ideals of what masculinity ought to be we're constantly going to fail them. But all of those ideals of biblical masculinity are fulfilled in Jesus Christ. Mm-hmm. Right. So whatever it is, like if a man is protective, if a man is a provider, if a man is a teacher, right? Whatever those things are, they're going to have their greatest fulfillment in Jesus Christ. That's how I would wrap it up at the end. And you probably did that. I don't know. So, but yeah, I like it. Let's write it up. Let's whip it out.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Make it happen.
It's good stuff.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
I mean, there's already an introduction worked up.
Yeah. It's good. I need to expound on it a little bit more. But like at the end of it, I basically said, so I basically ended by saying, so no, I will not embrace my feminine side. I will, however, embrace my masculine side and do everything I can to be the man that God has called me to be, and, through him. And that was the thing I said. One of my points was that, because one of my points was that how men need to stay humble, considering others above themselves. And I said, it doesn't have anything to do, when I say that, I wanted everybody, I want men to take a measure of pride in how they were created. Like, you don't have to apologize for being a man. Like, you have to apologize if you sin, okay? Mm-hmm. But being a man in general isn't bad, and we should take a measure of pride in being men and how God created us and how God is in us and moving and working through us. We should take some measure of pride in that. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing to have that, but at the same time, we need to go ahead and start, making changes in our lives so that men as a whole stop failing, because that's what we've been kind of doing, because we've neglected God in our lives and we've neglected his ways and we've neglected his word. And when you neglect all that, that's why we fail. And that's why we have what I call the man problem. Well, we're in jail. The men are in jail. Men are prone to more violent acts. Your mass shootings. Who are doing the mass shootings? They're men. One of the big statistics and I don't know what it is right now, but in 2011, 79% of all suicides in the United States are male. That's huge, man. So
men are more likely to be unemployed. They're more likely to be homeless. They're more likely to kill themselves. They're more likely to do all of these different things. More likely to suffer from depression. Mm-hmm. More likely to have issues go untreated.
Yep.
It's a funny thing that yes, men in our society are generally perceived to be higher performing than women, but we are at either end of the spectrum. Like, you'll have high performers and you'll have the absolute
super low.
Right. And not a whole lot in the not as heavily bound in the middle. It was one of those. I was listening to a podcast that was talking about the state of men in America that pointed some of those things out. It was pretty interesting. I don't know if I'm all together there with you. Like when you say you don't have a feminine side, I don't know that I would agree with that. I would say that from a societal viewpoint, that certainly there are feminine qualities that everybody has, that, or what we would deem feminine qualities from our societal perspective, that we would say, yeah, that's feminine. Like the nurturing side, we would tend to say that that's more feminine. And I would say that, hey, I've seen your nurturing side. You've got one. So
no, I do have one. Yeah. I mean, no, but that's the thing. I think, in my opinion, I think it's a mistake to say, like, for example, what was the one thing? It was like sensitivity. Like they were saying, like in one of the definitions, it was like, things, qualities that are ascribed more to women, like sensitivity and caring and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, okay, in my personal opinion, I think just saying that this is a female trait is very inaccurate. I think that's inaccurate for you to sit back and say, because, and I'll say it that way, like for you to say that this is a feminine trait is not correct, because I think as men, we can be just as sensitive as anybody else. It's like the idea that, we say that men don't cry and everything like that. Well, I have news for you. I freaking cry. And I'm all right with that. And that doesn't mean I have a feminine side. It just means I'm human. That's all it means. Okay. Now, when we get to like the mother, like, here's the thing. Like, I don't have like a motherly instinct because I'm not a mother. Like, seriously, like my wife does. She has like this instinct where like she can hear, a kid from across the house, and I'm like thinking it's nothing, and she knows when a kid, she's like, I think our kid is sick, and I'm like, he looks fine to me, and she's like, no, she takes him, he has strep throat, it's the worst they'd ever seen in their entire life, and I'm like, my bad, and so it's like, so I don't have like what she has there in certain aspects like that, which is all right. I have different things when it comes to that. But like when it comes to sensitivity and caring, I'm like, no, I care about a lot of stuff. Or passion. And that was one of them that came up. Passion. I was like, no, that's stupid for you to sit back and say that passion is a womanly trait. Okay? It's not. It can, you know me. I am a very passionate individual.
Very
that is very passionate about punching people in the face.
Punching them in the face. Your wife's a lucky woman. Have such a passionate man.
You know it. With a comb over.
Yeah. Hey, it's one of the most passionate haircuts. So.
Look, see how like multi-layered, Inception, dream inside of a dream. Look, guys, this is what you get. We call this podcast gold. So no, I don't think those are womanly qualities.
So what you're saying, let me see if I got this right. It sounds like you're saying that what often gets labeled as feminine qualities are really just expressions of qualities that everybody has. It's just that they get shown, they get manifested in different ways generally from females to males.
I would say that.
Okay. Yeah. So the expression of your passion will be different than the expression of phase passion or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Or even the expression of our ability to be sensitive to certain things or certain topics at times, because there are times like, and I'll say it this way, there are times that like Faye is very sensitive about stuff, and to where I'm just sitting back going, okay, whatever, And so, but there are times where I go, hey, I think we need to do this. And she's like, whatever. And I'm just like, where are you getting this? Like, you're supposed to be the sensitive one according to our culture. Okay. So I think that, I think it's wrongly attributed just to women. So, but there's more to it. And I think even then, we still need to do a little bit more study on like the feminine side. But one of the things is, and this is why I kind of went with it, is because like certain definitions of it are like, having traits of a woman or being womanly, or, it's just, you're sitting there going, no, that's not right. And like, and it's one of those things where like, to embrace both sides of you. It's like there's one quote was talking about how you will never be a complete person if you don't embrace both sides of you. Whereas I'm looking going, you know what? God created me to be a man. He created me as man. All right. And I look at that and I go, and that's all right. There's no problem with that. It wasn't good for man to be alone, which is why he created woman. But he didn't say it's not good for man to be a man. Let's provide an example for him to live up to, and we're going to call her woman. That's not what he did.
It doesn't sound like you buy into this newfangled idea of gender fluidity and how gender is on a sliding spectrum as opposed to just two distinctions. That's
gender fluidity. I need to look into that.
Yeah.
So I guess not.
You need to look into some gender fluidity.
I'm not.
It's the idea that at times you are more a man and at other times you're more a woman. I think that there's a false dichotomy that gets played up in our society, that where we're not clearly defining what maleness is or what femaleness is.
We'll see. And I think you're
going to have some problems.
Yeah. I think what's happening is that masculinity is portrayed as it's portrayed in very negative, like for example, like, okay, let's really talk. We'll bring back some of the other topics in our discussion.
Bring it back around. Yeah.
Bringing it back around. It's only described as violence and aggressiveness and domineering and anger, and it's all like that's the picture of masculinity, because in our society, the vast majority of men, even young boys, if you look at like the statistics between kids in middle school and high school getting suspended, it's the boys. The boys are the ones that are always getting in trouble. And it's always been like that. It's always been like that. Now, statistics have gone up more to where, like, as far as like men not having jobs, that's higher. Unemployed, as far as across men, that's higher. Men not at home with their kids, that's definitely higher as well, a lot higher actually. And there's just different things like that. So like, all of that is attributed to masculinity. Whereas in the Bible, we look at, like the qualifications of an elder, which you look at that, and a lot of times we sit back and say, well, this qualifications of the elder, but it's actually, what every single one of us should be aiming for, has qualifications of a Christian, really, more than anything. But you look at all of those, and this is how we as men are called to express ourselves, called to live every single day, how to manage our homes and how to lead our homes. And so it's a lot deeper than what our society is seeing, rightfully so, because they're not seeing it, and they're trying to make a comparison between the two, whereas the comparison, it shouldn't be like, hey, men need to be more like women because they're not getting as much trouble. No, the answer is men need to be real men, is what it comes down to, because that's what's not happening. They're failing. They're not being real men. And I think that's the answer for our male society, is to teach them, what it means to be a true man. And it has nothing to do with sex. It has nothing to do with violence. It has nothing to do with, your how much money you have. It has nothing to do with how strong you are. It has absolutely nothing to do with any of that. But it has everything to do with who you are in Christ. And so I think if we do something like this, I think it could be really cool, and it could be, an eye opening for a lot of people, and maybe help some churches and some men, tell them to embrace their masculine side, and that's a good thing, man. It's not a bad thing, and what your masculine side really is, according to God's word, could be really cool. Not to mention, it goes right along with the beards, because everybody knows masculine side and beards, they go hand in hand.
And if you want a man bun, just go ahead and get one. Get a man bun.
Well, yeah, I don't know if I'll get. My hair's not going to get that long.
It seems like long. A commitment to get
that's a big commitment. Like you have to have a man bun. Like you can't have it shaved up on the sides. You got to let all this grow out too. And I don't know if I'm willing to make that kind of commitment.
You're going to have some intermediary stages that are really bad.
I don't want to do that.
That's no good.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim it up off the top. I'm still going to do the comb over, but I'm probably going to trim it up and take probably about 2 inches off the top like that is what I'm planning on doing.
You do have a lot of hair.
I do.
I mean, it's
something I'm very proud of. I'm a very hairy man. Very hairy, hair everywhere. It's amazing. So I'm all right with that.